Hello, 8th graders, and welcome to what's going to be your favorite edition of Sound Devices. All right, you need to make sure that you're labeling your paper and following along with sound devices. Okay. And I'm going to label that a reading mini lesson for us to remember. So sound devices are strategies used by writers or poets to convey or reinforce the meaning through the skillful use of sound. So it's all about how words sound. Strategies used by writers or poets to convey or reinforce the meaning through sound. Right? So label your paper, you're going to need to draw some lines. You can label it term, definition, example, and of course, an image. As most of you know, I'm not a skillful artist like Ms. Burt or Ms. Zeiler, but I'll give it a try. First, we're going to start off with alliteration. What do you know about alliteration? I sure hope some of you said that alliteration is the repetition of beginning sounds in two or more neighboring words. You don't have to look too far to find your best example of alliteration. Just look right here. Zach, Zapone is an example of alliteration because Z and Z both have the beginning sounds. Another example is down in the dumps. Repeating the D sound. Notice they don't have to be exactly next to each other, they just have to be neighboring words. So let's draw an image to help us remember. Here's a picture of me with my hair, and of course, wearing the latest Nikes. Okay, so Zach Zapone, and also down in the dumps. Our next word is a fun word. The fun word is assonance. Okay, so assonance is similar to alliteration. However, it's the repeating of vowel sounds in two or more words close to each other. So an example would be men sell the wedding bells. What is the repeating vowel sound? The repeating vowel sound is the assonance. So it's the men sell wedding bells. The eh sound is repeating. So here's a picture of men selling the wedding bells with a big giant bow on top. Yes, you do need to make sure that you're doing the image. So assonance is the repetition of the vowel sound. I always remember because it starts with a vowel. Assonance. Our next word is going to be the opposite of assonance, which is consonance. the opposite of a repeating vowel sound. It's the repeating consonant sound. Consonant starts with a consonant, so therefore it's consonant. So it's the repeating of middle consonant sounds. Consonant sounds in neighboring words. And neighboring words. So an example would be pitter, patter. What is the repeating sounds here? The repeating T. Pitter, patter. So I'm going to draw a picture of a window and the pitter patter of the rain. These are my raindrops. And you can hear the pitter patter, which is consonants, the repeating consonant sound. And the last one for this page is going to be onomatopoeia. One of your favorite words, probably. One of my favorite words. Onomatopoeia. Most of you know that. Onomatopoeia. Which is a sound, a word that is a sound. So a word that is a sound. Right? So an example of onomatopoeia would be bang, splat, buzz. These are all sound words. So I'm going to draw a picture of a bumblebee. And that's my bee, and it's going buzz. Okay? Onomatopoeia, picture of sound words. Don't worry, we're not done yet. More to go. So far we got alliteration, which is what? Don't look. Nice. Repetition of beginning sounds. Assonance starts with a vowel, right? A, E, I, O, U are vowels. So it's a repeating of the vowel sounds. Men saw seashells. Consonants, repeating of consonants, which is pitter patter, the repeating internal sound. Pitter patter, the T's are repeating, and onomatopoeia, the sound word. All right, let's keep this party rolling. I'm going to remind myself that this is the term, the definition, an example, and an image. Oops. We're getting crazy in here. Poetry, it's getting wild. All right. Next we're going to go away from the repeating sounds to one of my favorites, which is rhyme scheme. Which color should do? Orange? It's a good choice. It's my favorite color. Rhyme scheme. Most of you probably know what a rhyme is. A rhyme is two words that end with the same sound. So like, Zach's got your back would rhyme. Zach and back rhyme. A rhyme scheme is the arrangement of rhyme in a poem, in a structure. So that's where we talk about the AABB rhyme scheme. So rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhyme that come at the end of each line or verse. They come at the end of each line or verse. So hopefully I got enough space here, but you probably all know this song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder. I'm going to just dot, dot, dot in the middle because I don't have space. So twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you R, up, above, the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Okay, which words rhyme here? Star rhymes with R, so I'm going to give it an A. When we talk about rhyme scheme, we always start with each rhyming sound gets a letter. So star would be our first letter. The next line is R, and it rhymes, so I'm also going to give it an A. It's the same sound. Up above the world so high is a different sound. High does not rhyme with star, so I'm going to give it a B. Like a diamond in the sky, I'm also going to give it a B. If the next line was a different sound other than star or high, I would give it a C. However, if the next line is star or R or rhymes with those, I would go back to A. So this pattern, this rhyme scheme is what we call AABB rhyme scheme. I'm going to draw a little star twinkling to help me remember rhyme scheme. Now that was probably pretty simple, a quick review. Most of this should be a quick review for you, but we want to make sure that we're preparing ourselves for the math test, and so we can talk about poetry and other words more academically in class. So these are the types of words that we use. Rhyme schemes, probably a review. Some new ones that you might not know as well are internal rhyme, end rhyme, and slant rhyme. So internal rhyme. Internal rhyme is when the middle words of a sentence rhyme. From the middle and the end of a line rhyme. It's not the ends that rhyme, but it happens in the middle and the end. So let's check this out for an example. When the middle word and end word rhyme. So here's an example for you. Double, double, toil and trouble. Toil and trouble. I went outside the line, sorry. But if you notice, the middle line here, double, 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 it's in the middle, rhymes with trouble. And then it would go to another line. So rhyme scheme is the middle and the end. The middle and the end. I'm going to draw a picture of a cauldron bubbling over, right? And a witch who's got some hair and a giant witch's hat. Okay? Double, double, toil and trouble. It's an internal rhyme because the rhyme is in the middle of the sentence. If we're going from rhyming being in the middle of the sentence, what would be next? Rhymes at the end. So we call those end rhymes. Make sure you're taking notes as you go, otherwise how will we be able to give you credit? All right. End rhyme is, what's the official definition? Rhymes at the end of lines. So that's more like your normal twinkle, twinkle, little star. So I'm just going to rewrite that. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. This is an end rhyme because they happen at the end. The key here is that the rhymes at the end of 2 lines in a row. Okay? So it has to be 2 lines in a row. And I'm going to draw same thing again. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. But I'm just going to write star and R at the end. Okay? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Now, my actual absolute favorite type of rhyme. It's pretty exciting, so hold on tight. My absolute favorite type of rhyme is Slant Rhyme. Which color should we go with? Blue? Let's go with blue. Slant Rhyme. Alright, slant rhyme's my favorite because you don't actually have to rhyme very well. It's words that are close enough to rhyming. They're not perfect rhymes, but they sound a lot of the same. Often because they have similar consonants. Their vowel sounds are so similar, so it sounds like it's rhyming. It's kind of like cheating if you're rhyming. So a rhyming word, slant rhyme is rhyming words. Words that sound similar, but aren't exact rhymes. So they sound similar, but they're not exact rhymes. An example of that would be the words moon and run, or the words hold and bald. So they have a lot of similarities, ending sounds, moon, run, bald, and hold, but they're not perfect rhymes. So I'm going to draw a picture of the moon and a picture of someone running. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a picture and color in half of it. Because I know a slant rhyme is a half of a rhyme. It's just not quite there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our edition of Sound Devices Part 1. Tomorrow, you will listen to Sound Devices Part 2 about rhythm. Rhythm is all about how words sound to create a rhythm. All really musical. So again, these are the words. We've got rhyme scheme, internal rhyme, end rhyme, slant rhyme, and our other page, alliteration, assonance, consonance, onomatopoeia. Let's all say those together. Alliteration, yes, I mean it. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Alliteration, assonance, consonance, onomatopoeia. Rhyme scheme, internal rhyme, end rhyme, slant rhyme. Great work. I'll see you again tomorrow.